Okay, thank you guys for tuning in today to Hogue Lifestyle live stream here in Foothill Ranch. Today we're going to be talking about stressful emotional eating. I'm so glad we are able to connect today with this type of technology. I know we're supposed to be staying our distance, so we are not having patients come in if they are not comfortable. So I'm so excited to bring you this live today. It's a wild, weird time for all of us. We've never experienced this before. The social distancing, people losing their jobs, businesses closing, and those that are fortunate to work from home are working from home. Kids are at home with their parents, and we are having to homeschool them. So this is all weird. We're all at home at the same time. We're not used to having our families all at the same time for days in and days out. So it is a weird time, and then stress can build up. So I'm so happy to be talking to you about this today, and we are going to continue to support you. We are here for you. You're our community here, and we're going to continue to support you in your health and wellness journey. So we're going to stay focused on our health and wellness goals as we get through this weird time. So let's talk a little bit about stress and anxiety and emotional eating. So what is emotional eating first? Let's define that. So it is the practice of eating to fulfill an emotion. So we're not eating for our psychological hunger. And it's an attempt at self-care. It's a brilliant attempt at self-care, but it is short-lived. You may be eating for different emotions. It could be sadness, anger, boredom, nervousness. It could be also a positive emotion like happiness and celebration. Like if you go to a birthday party and you have a piece of cake, you're not necessarily hungry for that cake, but you are happy and celebrating, so you enjoy the piece of cake. So when we have these emotions, we are trying to soothe our emotion, to find relief of that emotion, and oftentimes we go to food. And we will temporarily soothe that feeling and find relief, but it is not supporting us in our health and wellness goals in the long run. So we need to know what do we do with this emotional eating? And how do we practice to care for ourselves? So I'm going to talk about that today. And this is going to be the ultimate self-care. So there's 3 steps that we're going to be talking about that will end the cycle of emotional eating. So the first step is awareness. So we have to look at the stuff that we don't want to normally pay attention to, these emotions. What's going on? We have to have an inner dialogue with ourselves. And usually when we do this emotional eating, we are just like trying to hide something, and then we go and eat, and hopefully this will just be over and then we can continue on. But the emotion is still there after we're done with that activity, that eating. So what I'm saying, instead of giving yourself, instead I want you to give yourself that space. When that behavior arises, you want to sit with yourself. You want to see what is going on and be kind and loving and forgiveful, and give yourself that space to identify what's going on. So like, have you ever watched yourself eat the bag of chips? Have you ever sat with yourself and ate the pint of ice cream? What does that feel like? What are you trying to get from it? You need to ask yourself these questions. So you have to have this dialogue with yourself. So this is really becoming aware of what's going on, the behavior. And it's really fascinating and interesting if you ask yourself those questions and get to know yourself. You'll learn a lot. And we do these things, we don't do things without a good reason, we do them for a reason. So it's really sitting with yourself and being aware of the situation and your feelings and your emotions. So that takes me to the next step. What is the emotion? You want to identify the emotion. What is the emotion that is driving you to overeat? And we all do it. Everybody emotionally eats. So what is the emotion that is driving you? So after you practice having awareness around the actual behavior, you want to identify the emotion. And it could be simple boredom. It could be stress, especially in this time. It could be angry, lonely, all this social distancing. We're not connected. We may not feel connected to other people. So it could be any of the emotions, and it's really important that you identify the emotion. You want to ask yourself, what feeling is making you want to eat? Brings me to the next step, the third step, the final step. So after we've identified the emotion, you want to ask yourself, how can I care for this need? How can I care for the need without food? This is the ultimate act of self-care. This is how you're going to take care of yourself. And it's a practice, and you will try to practice, you will fail. You need to have patience. It's a process and it's work. You have to look deeper into your relationship with food and understand your needs, understand what you need, and how you can meet those needs. It is really dealing with the root cause of what is making you eat. And we can really learn a lot about ourselves when we sit and identify the emotion and look deeper into the relationship with food. And so finding and dealing with the deep root is going to help you with your long-term health and wellness goals. So it's really not the overnight solution. It's not the quick fix, but it is definitely something that's going to work for you. It is going to work, I promise. We just have to put the work in. It's usually not what we put on our plate. It's usually not what we're eating. It's usually oftentimes our relationship with food and understanding what it serves us. And oftentimes we need to learn how to take care of ourselves, looking deeper into the root, right? So all that is, really identifying the emotion and working and looking deeper into the root cause. So as you practice this, you're going to get deeper and looking deeper into your feelings and emotions. You want to be kind to yourself, be loving, be patient. Don't play the guilt game. We all do this. It is just, we all eat for emotions, and we're going through a tough time right now, everyone. And so I really want you to take these 3 steps, and day in and day out as we move forward through this new normal for us, to really practice this, and you will be surprised what you will learn. We can learn so much about ourselves right now. So, and oftentimes I want to say that our relationship with food will mirror our relationships with other arenas in life. So like the extra weight that you may be having is not a messenger, it's not a symptom, it's not the problem. So we need to learn to be in relation with all of this and what it means to be having a better understanding of yourself. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to summarize a little bit. I'm rambling on here, but it is so important during this hard time that is causing a lot of us to be stressed because it's a new territory for us. So with stressful eating, I want to summarize. First step is to be aware of our behavior. What are we doing, right? And then you want to identify the emotion. What emotion do you need to take care of? What emotion are you using food to soothe? And identifying that emotion and naming it, talk to yourself about this emotion. And then how can you care for that emotion without using food? And those are the 3 steps. And like I said, it is going to be work, but this is going to work for you in the long haul. And we are all about the long haul here, sustainability with our health and wellness goals. So I really want you to practice these 3 things as you go in your daily life. And there's a lot of things that we can do when we're stressed out. Last week was pretty stressful, I think, for all of us. And one of the things that we can really do now as we set into this new normal and trying to figure it out is really creating a schedule. We all do better with a schedule, and so we need to figure out what that schedule is right now. We have our kids at home, we might have your husband working at home. We're not used to this, so create a schedule so you wake up every day at the same time, you get up, maybe you do exercise in the morning, and then you get dressed in regular clothes. We're not sitting around in our pajamas, so we can feel like a productive human being. Movement and exercise really helps, and the better we feel about our body, the better food choices we're going to make throughout the day. And there's a lot of activities we can do. And we are also doing live streaming with daily workout videos here, and those will help you as well if you can tune into those. Other things you can do is being prepared with your meals and snacks and setting a schedule for your meals and snack time. I know you're closer to the refrigerator now than you've probably ever been, but you really want to set meal time and snack time and know those are the times that you're going to be feeding yourself. And eating in the same place in your house and not just using the couch or your desk to eat. You definitely want to take time for your meals and your snacks to enjoy the food and sit with your meals and enjoy them. So it's really important to find that new rhythm and that new schedule right now, since this is our new normal and we don't know what tomorrow brings, but if we can get into the schedule, a new schedule, it's going to be better for your overall well-being and just the way we move forward today. Also aromatherapy, Campo, you can buy this online. It's a great line for essential oils, diffusers. It's one way that people find that will help relieve stress. And there's all kinds of activities, finding what you really enjoy. And now's the time, maybe you have more time on your hands to listen to some podcasts, read some books, or listen to audiobooks. Be more active with your children outside in the backyard, in the house. Call friends that you haven't talked to in such a long time. FaceTime family, set up group emails. So there's so many things that we can do to stay connected and be positive during this new time for us. So that is about it for today. I'm glad you all tuned in. And I'll be doing live streaming every day. There are different times. Tomorrow we're going to be doing at 9:30. We are going to be talking about 3 ways to healthify your meals. So I hope you guys all tune in and leave me some comments, and make sure you subscribe to Hoag Hospital so you can get the emails and reminders so you can tune in every day. And we are so happy to be here and supporting you. And if you have any questions, send me a message. Thanks guys for tuning in.